Speed monitoring system means a device with one or more motor vehicle sensor producing records, images of motor vehicles traveling at speeds at least 12 miles per hour above the speed limit.
That was recorded images.
And what's the word recorded image mean, Lieutenant Washington?
Recorded, Your Honor. Photographs, video, some physical.
Well, the previous case, the defendant offered a recorded image. She offered evidence that the recording was evidence of something other than identification. And Mr. Shepard said it wasn't. That photograph only indicates the identification of the vehicle. And I'm satisfied with that explanation.
Your Honor, if I may, the statute requires that a speed monitoring system produce images of the violation. And Mr. Shepard has admitted that his images don't do that.
Explain that.
No, sir. We've produced recorded images of the motor vehicle that was traveling at a violated speed. The sensors produced the violation.
Anything else you want to tell me? Anything else you want to ask?
The statute requires a recorded image of motor vehicles traveling at speeds at least 12 miles per hour.
No. His explanation was, which is what I accepted before, was that the image is recorded, but that merely records the identity of the vehicle. The speed is determined by the sensor. I think that's his testimony. That's his argument.
But the legislature required two
images. I can read. I mean, honestly,
Okay.
I've had a long experience reading legislation.
All right. If we could move forward to page 4. Could we read that section also? The highlighted section,
All right.
please.
All right, tell me what you think it means. I think it means the same thing.
Yes, so too.
Your Honor, I would say that the conclusion the officers is as a result of the LiDAR rays or the sensors that they were talking about. But this is based on the recorded images. The recorded images are the photographs that show up in the
recorded
citation.
image is identification. It's not the sensor that determines the speed. Obviously, we're setting a case up that'll be ripe for appeal. But if that's your only argument, that there isn't an argument.
If we may move to the 5th page.
All right, sure.
I've highlighted a section there as well. A certificate alleging...
We're saying the same thing again. In respect to the recorded image, it's an image of the vehicle. The sensor determines the speed, and that there has been testimony that the sensor recorded the speed.
I beg to differ, Your Honor.
Well, that's why we have a appellate court.
Okay. If I may... I have some other items I'd like to share with the court.
Sure.
May I deliver them?
Of course. Yes, sir.
My questions would go to Mr. Shepard, please.
Sure.
The image on the first page related to FH 101-4447 shows the front of the vehicle at the divider in the highway. And then we did a close-up to see where the vehicle was in relation to that photograph. Would you agree that that truck is located at the very front of the divider?
I can see where the truck is.
I mean, the statute talks about fixed images in the landscape, but here the vehicle is clearly at the front of the lane divider, correct?
I note the position of, I understand, yes, I note the position of the vehicle.
Okay, and we zoomed in on there, so we've determined that the front of the vehicle is even with the front of the lane divider. The second image shows the rear of the same truck, and I zoomed in on that as well. Would you conclude that that vehicle is at the front of the same lane divider? The rear of that truck is at the front of the lane divider.
I don't make any conclusions from these pictures.
They're your pictures, aren't they?
He answered the question. We don't like the answer, but he gave an answer, and if you wish, you'll get a chance to testify, and you can offer your opinion.
Now, if you turn to the third page, we have a composite photograph of that same so-called violation. And the two trucks are touching one another. Can we agree on that?
I can't agree on it. I can't either.
Well, they're within a foot of each other?
Well, they're actually touching, I
But they're within a foot of each other?
Yeah, they're close, right.
Okay. So, that vehicle is 16 feet, 6 inches long. Is it safe to assume that it traveled 16 feet, 6 inches in the time between the two photographs?
The distance that the truck traveled has nothing to do with the measurement of speed, sir.
Anything else?
Yes, sir. Speed is typically measured in miles per hour, correct?
Yes, the photo takes you, there's a little of that.
And a mile is 5,280 feet, an hour is 60 minutes, and a minute is 60 seconds. We all agree, and I'm not even going to insult you with that question. Understanding it's easy to convert the speed from miles per hour down to feet per second. So if someone is accused of traveling 49 miles per hour, as is the case in this photograph right here, you would multiply 49. Oh, I have something else to report as well. Thank you very much, sir. We're going to multiply the accused speed of 49 miles per hour times 5280.
I think you're offering the same argument as the first defendant offered, and I found then that the fact I found as a question of fact that the pictures are used as identification of the vehicle. The sensors on the equipment determine the speed. So I mean, I think this would.
Your Honor, if we can determine the speed that the vehicle was trapped at during these photographs.
Well, I just gave my answer on that.
But
I'd already ruled on that in the previous case. And there's no factual difference in what you're saying and what she said.
we can prove that this vehicle was traveling at 31 miles per hour. The distance where they claimed the speed was measured was 49 feet prior to this. The brake lights are not on the vehicle, sir.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. You've made your allegation. Anything else you want to say?
I would say we're going so you're not going to permit me to demonstrate the speed of the vehicle right there?
No, I'm not. I've made a determination that the speed is not determined by the photographs.
In spite of the legislation, where the...
Sir, please don't offer any comment. That approach is contemptible.
Well, I would object to that ruling, sir.
Well, of course, that's your appellate courts. Please don't say that in the courtroom.
But
if you have a complaint, and if you're found guilty, you have a right to appeal to the circuit court. That's the place to offer your argument. To do it now gets into the contempt of court area, and I'm now placing you a notice on that.